So yeah, so when things were bad, first of all, I apologize for that pause, but yeah, when things were bad, I decided that I didn't want the pregnancy anymore. So I went to the abortion clinic, and yeah, I never had an abortion before, but yeah, this is my belly. I'm not pregnant, by the way. I'm just fat. I'm still trying to lose this. Like, I'm done having kids, but yeah. So I went to the abortion clinic, and the lady was like, I've got two bad news for you. One, you're overdue to take the pill, because obviously, I'm not sure. If you know, then you know how it goes with abortions. There's like a couple of ways that which you can do it. One is a pill, the second one is operation, once you're over a certain amount of weeks. So I was over 8 weeks, and I think 8 weeks is the last sort of, the last sort of stage where you can take the pill. Like anything over that, you have to have an operation. So she's like, yeah, you're 9 weeks, and then you've got two babies. I was kind of in shock, but not too much, because from the age of about 15, I had a feeling that it was possible for me to have twins, because we've got a lot of twins in my family. So yeah, I was like, wow, shocker. So at the time I was like, I'm not gonna go ahead with the abortion. I'm gonna go home and think about it. Then I'll see how I feel, because it's not easy to just get rid of two lives. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So then as soon as I left the room, I called their dad, and yeah, he wasn't really interested. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have to make this decision by myself. So I went home, thought about it. Then I was like, you know what? I can't do this, because I've actually been through a war. When I was 5 years old, I went through a war, so I've seen a lot of dead people and stuff. So I felt bad, about what I'd seen, and not being able to save anyone. Not that I could have, but you know what I mean. Like, so I just thought, if I have an abortion, to me that would be contributing to what I had seen. So yeah, I kept them. Pregnancy was hard. It was very hard. For some reason, it was harder the second time. I'm not sure if it's because it was two babies, but it was hard. And yeah, I had things like urine infections, which I'd never ever experienced the first time, like with my first pregnancy. So yeah, it was interesting, and I had to see a lot of doctors. Like, it was frequent and constant, like visits to the hospital. So yeah, then for some reason he came back. This is my last baby, Ava. For some reason he came back, and yeah, we tried to work things out, and it was okay for a while. And then the girls were born, non-identical twins. He didn't want to be at the birth. Mind you, he hadn't had a child in 10 years. So, and he had a son. He's got a son. He always wanted girls. So I just thought that he'd be happy and excited about having like the girls that he'd always wanted. But I guess not. So yeah, I went through it by myself. I mean, like, my friends were there, but I mean by myself, like without my partner, because my friends didn't get me pregnant. But yeah, so that was hard. I was like, I don't think I can forgive him for not being there, because he just didn't want to be. It's not like he had to be somewhere else. I mean, like, he went to work, but he's not a doctor or anything. Like, do you know what I mean? Even doctors, I'm sure, would take time off work just to see their babies being born, or just to be present. You don't have to see it, but you could be in a hospital, you could be on the other side of the door. My main thing was not for him to be in the room, but just to be around. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. So then I had to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks, because my babies were so small, and nobody wants to, like, the hospital is not the place to be, like, ever. The food is crap, there's no company. Like, you just feel lonely as, people come and go, and it's hard. I don't even know if the TV worked, but then there was like few channels on there, so it was what's the word? It was hard. It was difficult, not even being able to leave the hospital, like to go get fresh air. Like it was restrictive, like it was tough. But anyways, after 2 weeks we left, and you know, the twins' dad came to pick me up, drop me home, and then he left me again. So I was left by myself to fix the kids' beds and, you know, like tidy up what I couldn't before, because you know it's hard bending down when you're pregnant and stuff. It's hard bending down when you're pregnant. So yeah, I had some few things I had to do. So yeah, I did it all like the G that I am, was born to be. So yeah, like, because I'd raised my first child, I was like, you know what, I think I can do this, you know, trying to encourage myself. But for some reason, the first night when I watched all my 3 girls laying on the bed, there was like a sense of fear that literally like went through my body. And then I was like, I had to shake it off.